Hello everyone, I'm Professor S.B. Devre from KKWA College of Agricultural Engineering and Technology, Nasik. Today we discuss about the topic of theodolite surveying. So far we have been measuring horizontal angles by using a compass with respect to meridian, which is less accurate, and also it is not possible to measure vertical angles with the compass. So when the objects are at a considerable distance or situated at considerable elevation or depression, it becomes necessary to measure horizontal angle and vertical angle more precisely. So these measurements are taken by instrument known as theodolite. Theodolite instrument measures the horizontal angle and vertical angles, but it cannot measure the distance. Theodolite surveying, the system of surveying in which the angles are measured with the help of theodolite, is called as theodolite surveying. Classification of theodolite. Theodolite may be classified as based on a horizontal axis. Based on a horizontal axis, transist theodolite and non-transist theodolite. And based on an angle, vernier theodolite, micrometer theodolites, electronic digital theodolites. On the transist theodolite is called as transist theodolite when the telescope can be transisted, that is revolved through a complete revolution about its horizontal axis in the vertical plane, whereas in non-transist type the telescope cannot be transisted. They are inferior in utility and have now become absolute. Vernier theodolites, for reading the graduated circle, if verniers are used, the theodolite is called as a vernier theodolite. Whereas if a micrometer is provided to read the graduated circle, the same is called as micrometer theodolite. Or reading directly providing as a digital number, if the electronic distance measuring is attached with it, then it's called as a digital theodolite or total stations. Generally, vernier type of theodolite are commonly used. Size of theodolite. A theodolite is designated by a diameter of the graduated circle on the lower plate. The common size are 8 centimeter to 12 centimeter, while 14 centimeter to 25 centimeter instrument are used for triangulation work. Greater accuracy is achieved with larger theodolites as they have a bigger graduated circle with a larger division, hence used where the survey works require high degree of accuracy. What are the uses of theodolite? The theodolite is the most accurate surveying instrument mainly used for measuring horizontal and vertical angles, locating points on a line, prolonging survey lines, finding difference of level, setting out grades, ranging curves, tachometric surveys. This is the 2D diagram of or sectional view of a theodolites. Vertical axis. There is a leveling screw. Three leveling screws are provided. Tripod legs. Three tripod legs are provided to fix the total station. Theodolites. Here is the lower plate. Eyepiece of telescope. Object vanes. Altitude bubbles. Details of upper and lower plates. Transits vernier theodolite essentially consist of following parts: leveling heads, lower circular plate, upper plate, telescope, vernier scale, T-frame, plumb bob, tripod stand. Terms used in manipulating transist vernier theodolite. First one is a centering. Centering means setting the theodolite exactly over an instrument or stations so that its vertical axis lies immediately above the station mark. It can be done by means of plumb bob suspended from a small hook attached to the vertical axis of the theodolite. The center shifting arrangement, if provided with the instrument, helps in easy and rapid performance of the centering. Transisting. Transisting is also known as plunging or reversing. It is the process of turning the telescope about its horizontal axis through 180 degree in the vertical plane, thus bringing it upside and down and making it point exactly in opposite direction. Swinging the telescope, it means turning the telescope about its vertical axis in the horizontal plane. A swing is called as right or left according as the telescope is rotated clockwise or counterclockwise. Face left, if the vertical circle of the instrument is on the left side of the observer while taking a reading, the position is called the face left, and the observation taken on the horizontal or vertical circle in the position is known as the face left observation. Face right, if the vertical circle of the instrument is on the right side of the observer while taking a reading, the position is called the face right, and the observation taken on the horizontal or vertical circle in this position in is known as the face right observation. Changing face, it is the operation of bringing the vertical circle to the right of the observer if originally it is to the left and vice versa. It is done in a two-step. Firstly, revolve the telescope through 180 degree in a vertical plane and then rotate it through a 180 degree in the horizontal plane. First transit the telescope and then swing it through an 80 degree. Line of collimation. It is also known as line of sight. It is an imaginary line joining in the intersection of the crosshair of the diaphragm to the optical center of the object glass and its continuation. Axis of telescope. It is also known as imaginary line joining the optical center of the object glass to the center of the eyepiece. Axis of the level tube. It is also called the bubble line. It is a straight line tangential to the longitudinal curve of the level tube at the center of the tube. It is horizontal when the bubble is in the center. Vertical axis, it is the axis about which the telescope can be rotated in the horizontal plane. Horizontal axis, it is the axis about which telescope can be rotated in the vertical plane. It is also called the Turnian axis. This is the diagram shows the reading on a vernier scale. Part of circle mark in a degree and 20 minutes. 0, 20, 40, 60. Completed 1 degree. And vernier mark in a minutes and 20 seconds. 20 seconds, 40 and 60. Completed 1 minute. Fundamental axes of the theodolite and their relationships. The diagram shows Here is the horizontal circle. Telescope. This is the sight axis and an objective. Here is the vertical angle or vertical circle. Gives the vertical angles reading. Adjustment of theodolite. Temporary adjustment. The temporary adjustments are made at each setup of the instrument before we start taking observation with the instrument. There are three temporary adjustments of the theodolite. First one, setting up and centering. Second one, leveling. Third one, elimination of parallax. There are three methods of measuring horizontal angles. General method, repetition methods, retardation method. In general method, to measure a horizontal angle, AOB, follows the following process. Set up the theodolite at the station point O and level it accurately. Set the vernier A to the 0 or 360 of the horizontal circle. Tighten the upper clamp. Third, loosen the lower clamp. Turn the instrument and direct the telescope towards A to bisect it accurately with the use of tangent screw. After bisecting accurately, check the reading, which must still read 0. Read the vernier B and record both the readings. Loosen the upper clamp and turn the telescope clockwise until the line of sight bisect point B on the right hand side. Then tighten the upper clamp and bisect it accurately by turning its tangent screws. Read both vernier readings of the vernier, which was initially set at 0, gives the value of the angle AOB directly, and that of the other vernier B by deducting 180 degree. The mean of the two vernier readings gives the value of the required angle AOB. Change the face of the instrument and repeat the whole process. The mean of the two vernier readings gives the second value of the angle AOB, which should be approximately or exactly equal to the previous values. The mean of the two values of the angle AOB, one with the face left and the other with the face right, gives the required angle free from all instrumental errors. Repetition method. This method is used for very accurate work. In this method, the same angle is added several times mechanically, and the correct value of the angle is obtained by dividing the accumulated reading by the number of repetitions. The number of repetitions made usually in this method is 6, 3 with the face left and 3 with the face right. In this way, angle can be measured to a finer degree of accuracy than that obtainable with the least count of the vernier. To measure horizontal angle by repetitions, set up the theodolite at starting point O and level it accurately. Measure the horizontal angle AOB. Loosen the lower clamp and turn the telescope clockwise until the object A is sighted against. Bisect B accurately by using the upper tangent screw. The vernier will now read the twice the value of the angle now. Repetition methods. Repeat the process until the angle is repeated the required number of times, usually 3. Read again both vernier. The final reading after n repetitions should be approximately n triangles. Divide the sum by the number of repetition and the result thus obtained gives the correct value of the angle AOB. Change the face of the instrument, repeat exactly in the same manner and find another value of the angle AOB. The average of the two readings gives the required precise value of the angle AOB. Iteration methods. This method is another precise and comparatively less tedious method of measuring the horizontal angle. It is generally preferred when the several angles are to be measured at a particular station. This method consists in measuring several angles successively and finally closing the horizon at the starting point. The final reading of the vernier A should be same as its initial readings. Iteration method. If not, the discrepancy is equally distributed among all the measured angles. The following process will be followed. Suppose it is required to measure the angle AOB, BOC, and COD, then to measure these angles by repetition method. First one, set up the instrument over the station point O and level it accurately. Direct the telescope toward point A, which is known as the referring object. Bisect it accurately and check the readings of vernier at 0 or 360. Loosen the lower clamp and turn the telescope clockwise to sight point B exactly. Read the vernier again and the mean reading will give the value of angle AOB. Similarly, bisect C and D, successively read both verniers. At each bisection, find the value of the angle BOC and COD. Finally, close the horizon by sighting towards the referring object, point A. The vernier A should not now read 360. If not, note down the error. This error occurs due to sleep. If the error is small, it is equally distributed among the several angles. If large, the readings should be discarded and a new set of readings will be taken. Measurement of vertical angles. A vertical angle is an angle between the inclined line of sight and the horizontal. It may be an angle of elevation or depression according as the object is above or below the horizontal plane. To measure the vertical angle of an object A at a station O, set up the theodolite at station point O and level it accurately with reference to the altitude bubble. Set the zero of vertical vernier exactly to the zero of the vertical circle clamp and tangent screw. Bring the bubble of the altitude level in the central position by using clip screw. The line of sight is thus made horizontal and vernier steel rod reads 0. Loosen the vertical circle clamps, screw and direct the telescope toward the object A and sight it exactly by using the vertical circle tangent screw. Measurement of vertical angles. Read both verniers on the vertical circle. The mean of the two vernier readings gives the value of the required angles. Change the face of instrument and repeat the process. The mean of the two vernier readings gives the second value of the required angle. The average of the two values of the angle thus obtained is the required value of the angle free from instrumental error. For measuring the vertical angle between 2 points A and B, cite A as before and take the mean of the two vernier readings as the vertical circle. Let it be alpha. Similarly, cite B and take the mean of the two vernier readings at the vertical circle. Let it be beta. The sum or difference of these will give the value of the vertical angle between A and B according as one of the point is above and the other below the horizontal plane, or both points are on the same side of the horizontal plane, figure B and C. To find the bearing of line AB as shown in figure, set up the instrument over A and level it accurately. Set the vernier to the zero of the horizontal circle. Release the magnetic needle and loosen this lower clamp. Rotate the instrument till magnetic needle points to north. Now clamp the lower clamp with the help of lower tangent screw. Bring the needle exactly against the mark in order to bring it in magnetic meridian. At this stage, the line of sight will also be in a magnetic meridian. Now loose the upper clamp and point the telescope towards B. With the help of upper tangent screw, Bisect B accurately and read both the verniers. The mean of the two readings will be recorded as a magnetic bearing of line. Change the face of the instrument for accurate magnetic bearing of the line and repeat. The mean of the two values will give you the correct bearing of the line AB. Prolonging a straight line. There are two methods of prolonging a given line such as AB. For sight method and second one is backside method. For sight method as shown in figure, set up the theodolite at station A and level it accurately. Bisect the point B correctly. Establish a point C in the line beyond B approximately by looking over the top of the telescope and accurately by sighting through the telescope. Shift the instrument to B, take a foresight on C and establish a point D in a line beyond C. Repeat the process until the last point Z is reached. In backside method, as shown in figure, set up the instrument at B and level it accurately. Take a backside on A. Tighten the upper clamp and lower clamp, transit the telescope and establish a point C in the line beyond B. Shift the telescope to C, backside on a B. Transit this telescope and establish a point D in a line beyond C. Repeat the process until the last point Z is established. Backside method as shown in figure below. Now, if the instrument is an adjustment, the points A, B, C, D, and Z will be in one line, which is straight. But if it is not in adjustment, that is, line of collimation is not perpendicular to the horizontal axis, then C, D, and Z will not be in a straight line. Double reversing method. When the line is to be prolonged with a high precision or when the instrument is in imperfect adjustment, the process of double sighting or double reversing is used. Suppose the line AB is to be prolonged to a point Z. Procedure as shown in figures, double sighting or reversing methods. Set up the theodolite at B and level it accurately. With the first of instrument left, backside on A, and clamp both the upper and lower motions. Transit the telescope and set a point C1 ahead in a line. Loosen the lower clamp, revolve the telescope in the horizontal plane and backside on A. Bisect A exactly by using a lower clamp and its tangent screw. Now the space of instrument is right. Transit the telescope and establish a point C2 in a line beside the point C1. The exact position of the true point C must be midway between C1 and C2. Measure C1 and C2 and establish a point C exactly midway, which lies on the true prolongation of AB. Shift the instrument to C, double sight on a B, establish point D1 and D2 and locate the true point D as before midway. Continue the process until the last point Z is established. Thank you.